It's a time for pick it from China. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. We're back with another game stick. This is called the M2 Pro. There are many different versions out there, but it's all been a hit or miss with these things. Some have like really bad quality and some are just like really horrible when it comes to the controllers. This time we're getting a very interesting configuration with white PlayStation Fake 2 controllers, and the overall quality, well, it's not bad at all. A little bit of wibbly button over here, but the quality, oh man. Oh, there are not even like micro switches underneath, or it's already broken from the start. No, it's not with these models. It's so weird, you know. So they have so many different configurations. We have two AAA batteries that we're going to be putting in there. So the game stick is also a very interesting, like a very big one. So the 4K game stick is an absolutely massive one. We can have the 64 gigabyte configuration, but this time we're still using the fake, like say, horrible cheap SD cards. The quality wise, when you're looking at it, it's not bad at all. Later I'm going to be doing a teardown to see how it is in the inside. So having the micro USB cable for the power, extension cord, toilet paper manual, and it's kind of funny that they're just showing a completely different game stick. So this is just a random manual that like laying around. I'm hoping we're not going to get this menu, because the menu you're seeing over here is pretty horrible. I've been checking it out and most of these sticks are already dead in the collection, because the SD cards, the major problem. But let's connect it and let's have some fun, because I am curious if this is going to be any fun. To give you an idea how you need to connect it, so the dongle that comes with it only has one dongle and two, let's say, controller configuration. Alright, so next up we're going to having the micro USB that's going to be plugging in here. Then this is going to be plugged in into a power supply. Sometimes I did use the USB cable in your television, but it can be a little bit problematic that the system doesn't even boot up due of having not enough power. So that's it, and let's plug this, let's say, extension cord in, because this is just a way too big stick. So it's not a stick that we're going to be sticking in, we're just going to be letting it dangling around. Okay, so the menu, this is something I've seen many times before now, so we're going to be changing a lot of these game stick into better menus. I already mentioned before with the manual unboxing that most of them had like these, like say, weird manuals, like Pandora's box, like also style menus, and man, that's absolutely horrible. So when it comes to this, I could have all kinds of different systems, which you can see here. I love the tiny thumbnails over here. So we can get into the menu. The naming is awful. Like, I know what it actually means, but like Art of Fighting 1, 2, 3, but this is not the full name. And let me explain what the problem is. So let's say we're going to be searching, pressing the Y, and you want to search Art of Fighting. I am guessing that it will not find it at all. Let's say Art. Oh, okay. That is interesting that it does show it in the arcade. So, okay. But I think that has to do because it's already in here. So it's kind of interesting to see, but there is also no alphabetic order. So the listing itself is already a little bit messy. But indeed, so they're searching, so we're having like the same game on different platforms. Okay, that's clear. Inferno Burn Alpha is in here. MAME, but I also wanted to mainly focus on the higher end stuff, because when it comes to the game boxes, yeah, most of the 8-bit, 16-bit stuff runs fine. System game settings over here, so there's not much that we can actually see. It's kind of fortunate. Version M15, and the language can be changed out in different ones if you want to. Restore default settings, but I think this is just going to be rebooting everything. It doesn't do any damage when it comes to the game list. That is one thing. And it would not be the first time if you can format your full drive. But it's kind of unfortunate that there is nothing we can do. And in particular when it comes to the advanced, we cannot have this unlock system, but also we cannot do anything with how you need to set up the freaking joystick. Yeah. That is something I'm missing out that we could do with other models. So if your controllers are just dying or breaking, there's no way of adding new ones. Oh boy, this is really bad. It's kind of interesting to see that every single game stick has their own quick load menu. And this is no different, having this menu with no settings. You just make a quick save over here and just load to the certain point. There are no slots whatsoever, so what you see is what you're getting. But let's start off with some Neo Geo gaming. And I can tell you, these sticks will run just fine with 8-bit, 16-bit and arcade. But I just want to do a quick overview. Also checking out how the D-pad is. The D-pad is awful. That's more of the general problem with these awful cheap controllers. The analog stick seems to be working okay. But no, this is not the way how you want to play. So let's go to the loading time. And you can see it works like a charm. And we can quit the game like that. So when it comes to the main, so a lot of games will run just fine, but we do have like a widescreen shenanigans going on. And what is even more worse, this is normally, I think I've called it like if you're going to be having an upright cabinet, I'm saying it correctly. So having the screen rotated 45 degrees. So that's actually how you should play these games. Sometimes with some of the game stick emulators, we do have like two massive left-right bars to have the best aspect ratio that you can get, but yeah. This is just completely extremely wide. It's just, no, this is not the way how you want to experience this game. But the emulation performance itself is just great. One thing I did notice with some of these, let's say, devices, that everything seems to be running just fine, but the game list itself is a complete mess. And what do I mean? Like the naming is a mess, no alphabetic order, but also games are in the wrong category. So it's quite unfortunate, where we do have overall great emulation performance, the naming already mentioned before. So it's just a mess when it comes to the system. But most of the games, particularly 8-bit, 16-bit, are spelled right, so we can find them through the search system. Oh boy, this is absolutely awful. Game Boy Classic with a widescreen. And think about it, I'm playing on 24 inches. If you're thinking about like 40 inches of like a television, this is not going to be looking any good. I think they did use an implemented filter to have a little bit better graphics. But yeah, this is just awful. But the emulation is quite good. But where these sticks are kind of cool with are for the PlayStation 1, because it runs absolutely great. So with Ridge Racer, you know, there are some famous parts where we do have some hiccups because it runs on not the best emulator out there. I think it's DuckStation. Did I notice some minor hiccups here and there? Wow. But the button mapping is not like it should be. Okay. But you can see that it is, ooh, it stutters a lot. You can just see that it has a lot of frame drift, or at least I can see it over here. So that is not good. So button mapping is not right. But also when it comes to, say, the overall controls, man, what a choppy situation. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. So it's kind of disappointing because a lot of game sticks can run PlayStation 1 without any problem. But this is for me unplayable. They completely messed it up. And another problem many mentioned, there was no way of actually getting into, let's say, the settings of the control. So what you see is what you're getting, and it's one hot mess. Emulation wise, but also control wise. And of course the sound, they didn't implement it, and they're doing this to save up space or just not like motivated to add the original soundtrack. So we're having Silent Tekken and Silent Ridge Racer. That's kind of weird. Now the bottom map, it seems to be working like it should be. Oh, okay, so that was like a particular game. So where the emulation of Tekken seems to be running just fine, well, we had a lot of weird problems with Ridge Racer, so it's going to be a hit or miss. Oh, another problem. You can just see the first part of the game, the input, and it will fade away, but that's one of those settings we cannot adjust. What is good that the button mapping is correct, like it should be. Okay, so let's get into the easy mode. No. No. And let's go into the game. Oh, it was really choppy. We can't get in the menu because by pressing select to start, we'll get the menu like this. So we cannot swap anything out. Here you can actually see again we're having the inputs. So what a mess it is. Oh, this runs super choppy. Oh. Or they forgot, or they forgot completely to like implement the frame skipping, or they're running on higher resolution like they're mostly of the time doing. Oh man, what a mess. What a hot mess when it comes to this game stick. So interesting to see that we have like the same kind of game sticks over and over again when it comes to certain like parts, but internal there are so many differences, and this is one of them. Oh, it even showcases that we have like chopping overall emulation performance. Oh man, come on, I just wanted to check out a PlayStation Portable Mini. Oh, no, that's not how I want to sound. Oh, I want to give it another try, but no, it's absolutely a mess. So what is kind of interesting, scrolling through the list itself, there's no N64. So I'm guessing that they knew it was not running, so they just removed it. So it's interesting. Why it's interesting that they started to learn from their mistakes. But they did implement some 3D games. What the heck is this? What the heck is this? This is some weird shit. It's 3DO, 3D, what? Yeah, okay. Tomb Raider 5 Chronicles? So the naming makes no sense whatsoever. That's one thing to be sure. I have no idea what for platform it is. So I'm guessing this is going to be PlayStation 1 again, only now it's called 3D Game List. Oh. But I'm quite surprised of the overall emulation performance, that we do have no starters in the beginning. And this is one of those many things they completely mess up. Why make two lists?
To climb onto this crate, stand next to the crate, push forward, action.
Action. Yes, indeed, action. So when it comes to the Tomb Raider games, I personally never played them a lot. They were quite good, but I really couldn't get used to the controls. Okay, so let's go with some Super NES. Like I even mentioned a couple of times before, is that most of these games will run just fine, and I would not be surprised that they even mess this part up too. Because I've been seeing sticks that are capable of running 16-bit without any problem, and they still managed to get the wrong emulator set up and everything was messed up. But so for 8-bit, 16-bit, yep, it's just fine. I always should like remove all the other crap because that doesn't run at all. And not even to talk about the widescreen shenanigans with the Game Boy. Ta-da! There we go. Bring it on. Alright, so let's see what we're getting in the inside. So there's no cooling. Okay, so that's not a good start. Seriously, like most of the game sticks now have a cooling solution, but that's not the case over here. And the SD card, always be careful with that. So we're finding over here the S9055. Yeah, that explains a lot. And what do I mean with this quad-core S905? I think it also comes with the GPU MP450. The thing is, when you're looking at this, it's just a very old, let's say, tiny chip. It is produced in 2023, by the way, on this main board. So depends on when you're watching this video, or actually doesn't all matter. Like this thing is not super new anymore, but it doesn't matter. There's a tiny switch over here, but most of the time these things doesn't do anything. Yeah, if you're going to be removing the SD card, there's nothing you can actually do with it anymore. So it's completely programmed for the EmuElec PSP V1. So weird numbers, 2023. So when you're looking at the game stick, the way how it's constructed, no cooling whatsoever, no, and emulation, it's pretty janky. Alright, so what do I think of it? It's absolutely one hot mess when it comes to this game stick solution. No cooling, no good overall emulation for beside 8-bit and 16-bit stuff. And when it comes to the controllers, they are really cheap and horrible. Thank you all for watching. Consider subscribing, hit the little bell for the next wicked video. And it would be great to have you there.